Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mila Baraika. I'm looking at a very interesting phrase here. Hishbonot mahashevet. And this is based on the root chin, shin, bet, chin, shin, bet. And the translation I've given to this particular phrase is fantastic designs. Okay, these are designs or plans or plots of people. When men do it, it's not so good. When God does, it's a good thing. But of course, when man does it, it can lead to some evil stuff. So that's what we have here. We're talking about King Uzziah, who was one of the most well-renowned kings for his accomplishments. He really undertook huge projects and got a lot of things done, but at the end, his pride caught up with him. And the whole story has a lot of contrast between his accomplishments and then all his, obviously, his very obvious failures as well, based on the pride that went into his heart. So, Hashibanot, Hashevet. Okay? Based on Hashav, to plan, to design, to make something, when it's a physical sense, so you're designing things out of metal and so forth. Find that in the book of Exodus, one of the men from Judah who had that tremendous accomplishment and working with his hands and doing things physically with objects in his hands. So this then is Hishbonot, designs, plural, with phonetic nun right in here. It's a masculine noun, but has a feminine ending. We see that with av and avot. That's can be understood. Just because a noun ends in feminine ending doesn't make it feminine. But when you have adjective, most certainly. Here, this one is a feminine. Okay, mahashevet. This is marvelously designed. Okay, marvelously designed. So this is a feminine, and here you don't have you have the indication of its noun just by its plural, and here you have an indication of being a noun via the mem. Okay, mahashevet, mahashevet. Milil accenting on a segolate, which is quite normal here. So mahashevet. Okay, tremendously well designed. Hoshev, which he was designing. This one is a participle in OA right here, and action then of Uzziah. So it's something he was doing. Okay, Hoshevet. The verb is in the singular. Often I was looking at English translations and the translators looked at that. Oh, there are all so many things going on, so many things. How in the world could Uzziah design all that? The scripture puts it in the singular because even though he probably might not have been doing all of that stuff himself, he was the one responsible for what was going on. So that it was his responsibility. So that's why it's in the singular right here, Hoshev. And I'll leave it in the singular because makes it the contrast between what happens later much stronger as well. The Bible does that. So in Jerusalem, he made well-designed catapults, which he designed to be on the towers and the corners to shoot arrows, great stones, and his name spread afar, for he was marvelously helped until he was strong. Okay, he became very strong. Hazak. Here, this is Uzziyahu. Okay, the name is very significant. Uzziyahu, power of Jehovah, which means if he would have continued to live up to his name, the power of Jehovah, strength of Jehovah, would have gone well. But he forgot what his name meant, and then he decided he was going to do things under his own power, and that's when things went off the rails. So, Vyasav, and he made. Of course, the root here is ayin sin, but your dictionaries are going to tell you ayin sin hey. Hey obviously disappears quite regularly, which we have here. So yeah, Asa, he made. Yerushalayim, we have an absorbed Shabbat here, right here. So the Bi Yerushalayim, Lihyot and Lichriot, and then boy, all of these helix tend to take over the following Shabbat. At least it did here and here. Here's Shabbat survived here. Okay. Bi Yerushalayim, he Shibanot, he made catapults. Now, I've translated, these are machines, these are designed things, okay, designed things. Translated catapults because I read through the passage and found out what do these machines do? They throw arrows and they throw stones. And so with that kind of thing, as to what the machines are doing, I put the word here, catapult, because that was the capacity of these machines, okay? So we're just going to call them catapults. Catapults fire off arrows and they fire off stones via ropes and stuff that are tensioned and then released, and the things go flying off to hit the enemy. So Hishibinot Ma Hashevet, and that these are marvelously designed. Okay, this is emphasizes, of course, what's here. So, so designs, tremendously designed, marvelously designed, well designed. Okay, put well designed in here. At some point, you're going to start you're going to start stacking your adjectives to capture what's happening with these words in a row here. Hoshev, he designed, he was designing. Lichiot, silent Shavan, by the way, here. Lichiot, in order to be. This is a construct infinitive of the haya, to be, a construct infinitive. Al ha migdalim, on the towers. Okay, towers are based on gadal, the big things. Okay, and we have it here, gadolot here, in feminine adjective, but here we have it as a noun. And the mem makes this a noun, the he makes it a definite article, the towers. Okay? And then on, over, same preposition again here, al, preposition on, hafinot, on the faces of, okay, the faces of, corners. Finot are faces, okay, on the faces. Li yoro, in order to shoot. The root here is yod resh hey. The hey has been replaced by an aleph. It happens in this particular verb, and it happens if you think of which consonants are corresponding to each other. The aleph and the hey do correspond to each other, and so there should be no surprise you see an interchange of those two. So le yiro, in order to shoot. Think of it as where you can see, that's where you're shooting. Okay, the rays of going out, the stones and arrows and stuff flying out. If you can see their trajectory, that's what you're doing. You're shooting them out there away from the walls of the city. Batsim, this is in arrows. Baha benim, the plural of stones. Ending here is a masculine ending of the noun. However, the adjective is a plural feminine, and which makes the stones then are feminine. Okay, aben is a stone, it's feminine, and gedolot, its adjective is in feminine. So even though the ending is masculine, the ending, this nun here is masculine, but over here, this is masculine, this is feminine adjective for this particular noun here, plural. So great stones, large stones. Vayetse, Shemo, and his name went out, reached out. Masculine noun here was, if this would have been a feminine subject, it would have been totse, but tetse, but this is yetse. Okay, his name went out, stretched out, reached out, sent out actually. Ad le mahrok, until from afar. Okay, went way out there, went quite distance, far further than the rocks and the arrows and so. Okay, ad mahrok, ki, he flee, because was caused marvelously to his help, to be helped, ad, until, ki hazak. What it doesn't state here is this marvelous help came from Jehovah, and the issue here is that Uzziah was failing in all of this, because even though he got marvelous help, he did not recognize it before Jehovah. He did not come to Jehovah in gratitude for this marvelous help. In other words, wow, tremendous help, but wasn't recognizing it, and this is a problem. Okay, ki hazak, he's strong. Okay, he is strong. This is the root. You can look it up in the dictionary, third person. Well, they call it perfect, but this is the base root of hazak, to be strong. And we find that root again in this particular verse right here, the word right at the start of verse 16. Ke hezekato, and as he was strengthened, okay, as he was strengthened to him, ke hezekato, okay, you can have a kaf as a preposition, stand that in front of a verb, and as to be strengthened to him, okay. Gaba libo. Gaba is a peak. When you think of the Gibeah, that's the town with the peak, okay? And as it went up, his heart went up. And as your heart goes up, and peeks out like this, that's pride. Okay, that's the wrong direction to go for the heart. Okay, your heart goes up into pride. Ad lehashit, as in order to be destroyed, for destruction. Incidentally, shin chet tau sounds a lot like shit, okay, in English, and that's a good mnemonic for it. Things really go to pieces when they are being destroyed. Okay, ad hashit, for destruction. Va Yaman, because he was unfaithful, he rejected Yehovah, against Jehovah, Elohai, his God. Vayavo, and he came al Hekal, to the temple, Yehovah, of Jehovah, le ha kitir, to burn incense. Okay, again, here's you have for destruction, for burning. Okay, and katir is the incense, and then incense burning. This is incense here, kitaret. So al mishbeach hakitaret. So to the altar of incense, and then he was bringing incense to that altar. Something he really was not allowed to do by law. He could not do that. He was his pride was catching up with him. He went in there. He was offering the incense, and of course the priests followed him in there. And said, "You can't do this." And he turned around, and the Lord had punished him with leprosy. So Uzziah, wow, huge accomplishments, but in the end, a life that ended in failure and shame because his pride caught up with him. You can accomplish a whole lot in life, but if you don't give God the glory, your life can go go down the sheet really quickly. Okay, so it's a warning tale, of course. Watch out. Don't let pride catch up with you. Think bad things can happen when pride takes over your life. New Testament picks up on that, and let's take a quick look at that. In the teachings of Jesus, when they asked him, what is it defiles a man? Jesus said very clearly, hey, look to the heart of man. That's where you're going to find it. For from within, out of the heart of man, come evil thoughts. Okay, mishibenot, heshevet. There it is. Evil thoughts, bad designs. Okay, now at the first they look like great machines, humanly speaking. Oh, high-tech engineering, but with a bad purpose, and that's often what happens. You can have high-tech engineering, but if you got a bad purpose for it, it's not good. So, shibanot, heshevet, evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride. Okay, here it is. That's also a big one. And pride and foolishness all often go together. So you have pride, you have geva, lebo. You have a heart that has peaked out, that's gone too tall, too far up in the air, too far into the stratosphere, and of course that leads to evil. So we can learn, as a famous saying, learn from the mistakes of others, because you won't live long enough to make all your own mistakes. We can learn from the mistakes of Uzziah and say, hey, we can accomplish great things. I mean, it isn't a bad thing. He accomplished great things, good. But in the end, when you have accomplished all those good things, give God the glory. Give Jehovah the glory of it. He's giving you those things. He's helping you. He's strengthening you, and give God the glory. I've in my life had the privilege of accomplishing a lot of things in ministry, but I have to recognize very, very clearly that I can only do that because Jehovah has helped me. Jehovah has been with me. Jehovah has comforted me. Jehovah has strengthened me through all this whole process. So when you do accomplish good things, when things have gone well with you, turn to the Lord in praise. And don't say, hey, I've done this all by myself. No, turn to the Lord and say, thank you, Lord, for being good to me and giving me all of these good things. And that's what we should do always in our lives. May God bless, and may you give God the glory at all times. Until the next time.